This is a remarkable evening. I mean, I was telling Aziza, look, can you imagine 5 months ago, 6 months, last year, it is unthinkable, unimaginable that you can see this peaceful transition taking place in this country. A very unique experience. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and thank all Malaysians who had the courage to effect this change. Not many countries can register this change without one life lost. And not many countries could see this change with the tenacity, the commitment of so many. You have Malays, Muslims, you have Chinese, Buddhists, Christians, you have Indian, Hindus, you have the Dayas and the Kadazans and the Muruts, all surprising, all political analysts, all the experts from the CIA to the Sarawaks or whatever, and suddenly see this phenomenal change that is somewhat unprecedented. You don't thank one person. Must give credit to Tun Mahathir. At 92 then, worked again with that resolve to support this agenda. But you know, the most remote constituency in Malaysia is called Puncak Borneo. Is Willie here? Stand up, please. Yeah, Willie, stand up. And this man, member of parliament from Keadilan, represents that constituency. And I had to be honest enough to admit to him, I said to him, many years ago in the last elections, I said, you work hard, damn it, you must win. Although in my heart, I said, well, difficult. But when I was in prison, of course, at the rehab center, and said, Puncak Borneo, my friend, won. It is the most remote of the tribes. And they contributed immensely to this new Malaysian spirit. See, so let us have the humility to acknowledge that all of us, including the most remote, probably least educated in the modern sense, but they are not illiterate because they understand what's happening. They may not understand the impeccable English of Mark Trowell, but they understand what justice and freedom is all about. And that gives me that sense of conviction and courage. Where does it come from? I mean, in a way, crazy. I've said this before, that earlier on, upon my release in 2004, I can say first release, second release, so many releases. I, Aziza, and the children were invited by Mandela to see him as his guest in Johannesburg. And Mandela was a bit too sentimental. He was a bit sad because he said he was president. He could not influence the leadership to secure release for me. He was a bit sad. I said, Madiba, relax. Mine was just a short walk to freedom. It was 6 years. I didn't realize it was going to be 11. But and then he said, Anwar, people like us must be, because especially when he saw children, Noah and Hannah and the rest of my kids were there, and he was I could sense he was a bit disturbed. He said, Anwar, we must be mad or crazy to do what we did. Because he was thinking that Aziza and the children suffered in the process. There's a problem with me, people are less sympathetic with me than the Deputy Prime Minister. They didn't realize that whenever I come in, the arrival of the Right Honourable Deputy Prime Minister, Wan Aziza Ismail, accompanied by the spouse. Aziza would retort immediately, my dear, I had endured this for the last 20 years. And why are you complaining? I said, I'm not complaining, I'm just stating a fact. But anyway, my response to Madiba was this. I said, Madiba, I am absolutely certain that we are not mad. But certainly, in many ways, we are crazy. But thank you very much. It was a great evening. Assalamu alaikum.